What's up, everybody? It is your boy Don Juan, and I am back for another episode of Unapologetically. I know y'all have been hitting me. Y'all have been hitting me on other social media platforms saying, where are you at? I'm sorry, y'all, but I'm back. So get ready. This is going to be a part one. Then you'll get a second part just to catch me up on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Let's go. So, season 7 of the Real Housewives of Potomac. I want to say, guys, I am super sorry. Over the last 3 to 4 weeks, it has just been a lot going on. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It was my birthday, so I celebrated my 39th birthday about 3 weeks ago. After my birthday, I was gone, literally away from home. I did not sleep in my own bed for 13 days, 12 days. So I was working, and then I was supposed to be on vacation for part of it, but I ended up only doing 3 days of vacation. So I was gone for 10 work, 3 for, just some time because I just needed some time. So I am back, but I will say, you guys, I am super sorry that I did delay because I did tell you I would be reviewing this show. But I'm just being honest, y'all, it can be a lot, trying to juggle everybody's lives and trying to have my own life and trying to juggle businesses and, for people not to walk around here and just be like, oh yeah, you are the help or you do blah, 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 and try to create that own lane. I don't think y'all understand it. And then outside of that, it becomes this world that I feel like every time I look up, someone else is needing something from me, and the empath or the yes person in me, a lot of times just feels like I have to do that. So I'm working on fixing that. The new shirt that I have on is from the New Meaning brand collection. The new shirt is Nope. And guess what? A very clear, wholehearted, and vehement and firm no. That's what that is. So it's creating boundaries. And I said all that to say, y'all, is just bear with me as I try to figure it out. It's not easy trying to do all this and wanting to do more in your life and wanting to kind of have that balance. And so boundaries is what I'm working on. This is from our Boundaries collection. Yeah, and it can be a lot to juggle, and then things just fall by the wayside. So I sincerely apologize. Because I try to keep my word on the things that I said I would do. Jumping into it, I'm going to review episodes 5, 6, and 7 in this one video. I know you guys don't watch long videos from me, so I'm going to condense 5, 6, and 7 into one, and then episode 8, you will get another video for episode 8, which was Sunday's episode. It is a lot, so I did even for these episodes, write some notes down. So we're gonna start with episode 5. Chris doesn't really want to be around the ladies is where we left off with that because of the things that they've said. Ashley comes to visit Candace and they have a sit down and talk, and that's the first time she had been in her house, and you seem like they're going to be going on a good journey after they come to each other's house. You find out Ashley has been dating a hockey player or just dating people, which she should. She's single. You rule out at this point Mia and cancer. She does not have cancer is what we have come to grip. We know this now. She doesn't have cancer. I gotta fix this camera, y'all. I'm sorry. It is bothering me because it looks a little crooked. Sorry, had to do that. But Mia doesn't have cancer. I will say this, Mia is hilarious in her confessionals. She's a little quirky, but the shit she says in her confessionals is really funny. I don't know, as far as just the type of person she is that when I see her scenes outside of that, but I think confessional, she's confessional gold. Her and Candace, to me, have some of the best confessionals because they are just very blunt and they say what they feel and all of that. Giselle is throwing her daughters a sweet 16 birthday. The daughters are like, girl, we don't even want you around. Come in, say hi, and walk out the door, but we prefer you just not to be around. Robin meets with the attorney to figure out about finalizing her prenup. And they're talking about what this looks like to have a prenup now because of Robin's business is being successful, and even an infidelity clause. If someone does it, then they get nothing. So she feels like Juan is not going to go for that. Ashley and Karen meet for picking flowers, and it's really cold outside, so the ladies are ready to pick flowers, but they're like, I'm freezing. That's just kind of where they are. Michael went and got a vasectomy, and then went out of town and left Ashley. So Ashley is kind of like, I think still wants to be in it, but Michael is giving her like, hey, if this is what you're gonna do, let's go ahead and do it. Wendy, when she gets to the pumpkin patch with Karen, and Ashley is like, Karen is like, I didn't see you at Robin's event that had previously happened. And she's like, I'm not sending my minor kids with somebody who don't like me. She got a point. I don't care what you say. I'm not sending my child over somebody's place that they don't like me. You're not going to get my child over there, because the first time you do something to my child, I'm going to go ahead and tell you now. It's a bigger problem than we've ever had in life. Ashley and Candace, like, they just don't mix. I'm sorry. They just don't mix. I think it becomes very evident when they go to this burn session. They're not friends. Like, I'm trying to figure out how to, Ashley feels like, well, I want to bring this up, and I want you to know some more things that I heard after I've been to your house. And Candace is like, you a hoe, beep. You bringing this up when you could have called me. You went to my house. Well, I found this out after. And she's like, you're full of it. Like, you walk around here, the only thing we should be talking about is your husband over there with penis in his mouth. And I'm like, oh, Candace is not, like, it choked me when I started like being like, oh my God, what is Candace saying? With this burn session and their transgressions, Karen said that the evil spirit of the winery belongs to Robin and Giselle after that burn session. Giselle called her the doctor of just being whack, is what she called Wendy. Candace called her and her bogus forehead a B, is what she called Ashley. So it was just a lot of shade and craziness thrown out at this burn session. Wendy, I got where she was trying to do with the burn session. It was very interesting to hear everybody just go around and kind of roast Wendy. But I didn't expect for Candace and Ashley to go where they went. I understand what Candace is saying, because she's like, you were in my home. You could have done this. You could have put me privately. You wait till you get an audience and then you want to do it. And I don't like that. So that's why I want to like punch you in your throat. You know what I'm saying? Like, she wasn't here for it. And I don't believe she had any right. It's something about Ashley that makes you really like her. I'm going to be honest. So you're almost like, dang, you want to sympathize with her. But in the same instance, she was dead ass wrong for bringing it up in a group of people. Let's just be very honest. Candace, in turn, has a conversation with Giselle afterwards outside, and Giselle and her are talking, and it's not the greatest either, because where her and Giselle left off at last time wasn't the greatest when they were at the dance place. But, she's talking, and Candace says something that is very problematic to me. Candace makes a comment that Giselle is the reason that sexual assault individuals don't come forward. And I think that is a very big jump to say to someone. I think that is a very big accusation. I think that is very below the belt. I think that is taking it too far, even if it is your spouse that they're talking about. I think that you have to really watch what you say when it comes to women's rights and sexual stuff. And so, yeah, I wasn't really a fan of her conversation. I understood her pain. If she's saying Chris doesn't, have anything to do with these ladies like that, like, I understood it, but it wasn't great on what she said. And Giselle was kind of thrown off by it. But yeah, so the winery was a mess. Candace says she had flashbacks coming back there because the last time her and Monique Samuels got into it at a winery. So I thought it was a very interesting thing to have this whole burn session. I don't know why these housewives be wanting to get around the table and ask some questions. I mean, that's where who said that? Who said that? Who said that come from? Like, they get around the table and want to ask questions and burn stuff like it's summer camp. And I am not understanding why. So that ends episode 5 of Real Housewives of Potomac. it goes off, and I think I kind of led into it. It goes off with Candace and Ashley getting into it. And it leads you into episode 6 because it's a be continued. And that's where Candace tells Ashley that her man is going to some man's house to suck his penis. And we find out it's an escort, supposedly, allegedly, So we're in episode 6 of season 7. Now, Candace says that to her, which I think that is way like, whoa. I don't even know what you can say with that, but that Ashley takes it with grace. Like the things that they say about her husband, most women wouldn't be able to take it with grace without being ready to fight. But I don't know if it's, I'm aware of some of the stuff, or I don't know if she's just unbothered by it because they say it so much, or I don't know if that's just her demeanor, but she takes it with grace. Giselle and Candace, like I said, have this conversation about it. So I think 5 and 6 kind of mingle together about women coming forward. Mia in these confessionals, she's very shady in her confessionals. Like I said, she shades Charisse in them confessionals. Like she's like Charisse with the 2 R's, the 2 S. Like, she's just very shady. And I think her confessionals are pretty funny. She decides to take people on a girls trip to Miami. She brings her friend Jacqueline, I think, and they talk about how they've been friends so long, how Mia went through foster care system. This feels like Real Housewives of Atlanta when we start getting to that, because I think Mia is going for the sympathy vote on this. Lover and confessionals, just saying, when I saw it, I was like, is you and Marlo best friends? That's what I felt. Wendy, they talk about the restaurant stuff. She talked about it with her husband. He's like, look, we can't do this. No point of us doing it. They head to Miami, and I can see the problems. They say that the house only has 6 rooms and it's 9 women coming. Why does every housewife trip also always have to have a problem with the rooms? Why can you not know if you got 12 people coming, you need a place that sleeps 12 people? Even if everybody don't got a bathroom, you need to sleep 12 people. Some rooms may be bigger, but you're going to need to sleep 12 people. Why we get these houses and they only got 6 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms, and you got 4 people got to sleep in a room, and you're fighting for a room? It is like, what are we doing? The house was cute. It was a little modern house. They said it's not on South Beach, but it had 6 rooms. Now, the part that I thought was kind of funny is that Giselle and them have like the pipes in their room where they could hear the water. I thought that was hilarious when people be flushing the toilet. So I thought that was kind of interesting. Mia, we find out, is friends with Peter Thomas. I feel like I have seen on blogs, and I don't want to look it up because I know that I feel like I'm right, where Peter Thomas has said before he was not doing any more housewife shows, but I guess the check must have cleared or something happened for him to pop up on Potomac. They got him to do it for some way, but I swear that he said he wasn't doing that anymore. I'm almost positive he said that. But at the end of episode 6, they say they bring in the ladies, and Peter Thomas says, I got beef with Wendy. And that ends episode 6 while they're in Miami and they get to the house. Candace has not made it there yet. Candace is super happy to be coming to Miami because she's going to be getting a feature from Trina. She has to finish up some other stuff, so she's a little delayed. But episode 6 is kind of the setup of Miami, and getting the ladies to Miami, and the problems with the rooms, and Charisse, having her issue as it relates to Karen and them not talking, but they spoke at the airport. So it was kind of that setup. It was no major, I would say, drama, except the end of the winery, which I don't know why you would go on a trip with these people after you've had all that freaking drama at the winery. But, So, episode 7. This is going to be the last one for this video. Again, I will be doing an episode 8 video, which was Sunday's episode, but this is episode 7, which was probably the most controversial episode of this 3-parter that these 3 episodes that I am behind on reviewing. So with this, Giselle and Robin get together, or Giselle and Robin, start talking about the water that they hear in their room. Candace is on her way. It's Karen's birthday, and Karen, is like, it's my birthday. She like what it is. Ashley is outside having a single moment. She is out there with no panties on, showing her stuff on TikTok. Giselle is funny because I'm not gonna lie, when I look at this, Giselle doesn't look like she's going out for a nice cheek Miami night. She looks like she actually was going to a church convention. It was a nice outfit, but it was just not how the other ladies were coming, dressed chic, nice. Like it wasn't that. Mia starts talking about Sharice and the bathroom antics when they're in the car. And I'm not going to lie, I agree wholeheartedly with what Mia is saying. And I don't agree with Mia much. Sharice is giving a lot to be a friend of the show. Like, I need these kind of things. And I get it. You may be accustomed to a certain way of life because your husband used to be in the NBA or any of those things. But when I tell you, she is giving a whole lot for somebody who barely made it on this damn trip. Let's be honest. They discuss how Sharice won't even fart or take a boo-boo in front of her. Tell me this. I want to hear below. Did y'all think that was an interesting conversation? Do you all do that? I'm okay with being in the shower, and you may do that. Like, you may sit and have to use the restroom. As long as you don't blow me up out of there. Like, I'm okay with it. It just depends on the relationship. Some people are not okay with this. Some people don't want you to see them in the shower. Some people do not want you to, fart around them. Some people are not those type of people. Some people, I have heard, of family members that wake up or before their husband and go to sleep after because their husband has never seen them without makeup. So some people have certain things like that. So Giselle and them are like, yeah, they be farting. But now Robin and her family be talking about, she still be walking around here naked and them kids that old. I know people like that, but I'm not thinking anything predatory. I'm just saying, after a certain point, you don't need to be walking around there and letting your titties hang low for your 15, 16, 18-year-old kid. Like, that just ain't what it is. Like, let that go, Robin. Mia is very shady to her friend Jacqueline. Like, she be chumming her off. I'm not gonna lie. She be sunning her. So I'm surprised at points that they are friends. I don't know if she just does it for the camera. The table is funny. It's kind of calm, it's kind of funny, just them kind of just talking about people. Ashley, Karen says that Sharice hasn't been calling her, and she's like, I don't see no reason for you to call me now. You ain't called me in 5 years. So she is really not giving Sharice, she's paying Sharice the dust that Sharice doesn't want because, I guess it keeps her around the group, but Karen is not giving it to her. I'm just going to be honest. They're talking. Peter comes over. He speaks. He actually speaks to Mia. So this is where the shit get funny. He made the comment that he got beef, which could have felt like it could have had a little bit of comedic part to it. He comes over. He speaks. He hugs mostly everybody. I think they cut out him hugging Sharice and Ashley because he doesn't really know them. But he speaks to everybody. He even speaks to her. He makes the joke about her not calling him back even. And he walks away. Mia is like, no, let's get to the bottom of this beef that you got with her. So I get it. She walks away to go ask Peter about the beef that he has. And Peter talks about how she hasn't called him back after he sent her the paperwork for what they were looking to do, which is the club. Sharice is putting her bid in because she want a champagne lounge and she want Peter to help her. Is Peter the resident help you with your lounge? I don't know. But so that's where, they are with that part. So Mia comes back to the table. Messy, 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 messy is what Mia comes back to the table doing. Being messy, 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 messy. She like, well, he said, you ain't even call him back. You coming to his establishment tonight and you ain't even return his thing as it relates to business. Now, here's what I'm going to say. So we can start this and set this up. She brings out a text, which is Mia, that says that Peter was supposed to get her something else. From the timelines, and I don't know if you caught this, Karen's birthday is like May 9th. That was in April that he was supposed to get her for her to do the site visit, which you would have thought, like from the end of April to that time, they would have had another conversation. They had not. She pulls up a text that says she wanted to do the site visit, but it was nothing further after he sent her the lease stuff. The conversation is, should she have said, hey, I'm coming to your spot? If she had left him on red, meaning she had not responded to him and it was something that was needed on her side, I felt like she should have gave him the heads up like, hey, this is kind of awkward. Even if you forgot, to be like, damn, I forgot. But she says, check your text, which meant she asked for something and he was supposed to give it to her and it didn't happen. And so I think that's where it gets very weird. So they start to have the conversation and that's when Mia is saying like, you could have called him back. And they start talking about, well, I don't have to call him back. That's not my husband. I'm not going to check in with him. I think for me, I would 200% agree with Mia, like, yo, let them know you at least coming, because it seems kind of weird, or it's going to be awkward if you haven't. But once she showed her text, he actually owed her a call back. So she should have been the one, he should have been the one like, hey, you coming? Hey, I should have followed up with you, blah, blah, blah. My apologies. You know, it should have been that way. I don't think it should have went as left as it did. When she said, you know, he's not my husband. Why are you checking me over my husband? You know what I'm saying? So they start to get heated in that moment, and she starts talking stuff, and she said, oh, you're trying to check me over that? That's weird. You know, she starts, and she makes the comment, we don't get down like that, or something to that effect. And I think that that is what triggered Mia. I don't know if she had said more and they cut it. It triggered Mia when she said, we don't get down like that, or how y'all do, or we don't do that, or something to that effect. Because she was insinuating it was something with Peter Thomas. And I think that's what triggered Mia. Is she right for throwing a drink? No. Is she right for throwing a drink? No. I think the throwing of the drink, which the throwing of the drink was kind of funny, because they threw their drink like, and Karen, it flew right over Karen, didn't get Karen wet at all, but got Robin and Giselle wet on the other across the table. Thought that was quite hilarious. But she throws the drink and they start going back and forth. And that's about a minute later, that's when Wendy makes the comment, that's why you and your husband be sleeping with men and women. So that's where you get what she meant by the first comment. So for me, it also makes me wonder, did Mia know, or had Wendy said this before for Mia to know that's what she was insinuating at first and get upset? I think there's some more that we kind of need to know about that. Like, if she knew that's what she was trying to say, then that's why she got so aggravated and angry, not making it okay for her to throw a drink, but I understood it. If she had never heard that, then why would she get so upset? It makes you look at her a little bit crazy. So they continue to go back and forth. They do it again, and at one point, Karen is touched. Security keeps having to go in. Wendy definitely knows how to like say it and push you and make you be ready to like, girl, I will go there with you. And Mia was ready to do it. I was very surprised that Mia was ready to like take it there. She was not playing about Peter Thomas and her friends and how she felt about the situation. And then once they made those other allegations, she really went left. Mia goes for her again, and like Karen is like, I'm moving. Wendy brings up Candace and Monique and calls Giselle and them hypocrites and walks out. As she said, because she don't want to be around them because of how they went so hard in that last situation. And I'm going to be honest, you guys, I'm not very familiar with all of the last situation and how it played out. I am familiar with the situation before y'all come coming for me. I'm just not familiar with the last situation and how it all played out. I'm not sure how it played out. I'm not familiar. So I think it's very interesting. With watching this episode, I'm not going to lie. Every one of those women on this show, I feel, come ready to deliver their emotions and give you what makes a great ensemble cast. Because I'm surprised sometimes with some of the stuff that comes out of some of their mouth. Like, I'll be like, oh, such, but Ashley just brought that up. Oh, hold on. Mia finna come there and finna be messy. Giselle ain't finna let it fly. Robin is getting ready to be Buck. Karen finna give you the look and finna kind of bring it back. You know, like, everybody is coming there. Wendy, for sure, is going to say how she feels, even if, you know, she may not take accountability. Everybody is coming to this show and knowing they're being filmed on a reality show and giving themselves. And I have to say kudos to them on this show. I'm not going to lie. It's rare. Usually you have like one or two people who always are going to show up and like push the buttons or say what they feel or blah, blah, blah. And I think that's very rare to have a cast of like 7 women who do not mind saying. Candace is going to say what she feels. Like, these women are going to say what they feel. Cameras around or not, this is how they feel. And they're going to let each other have it if they feel like that. And I think that that's just one of those things like that makes a great show. Ending episode 7, where we get to the to be continued up until episode 8, which is the coming Sunday episode, it's pretty interesting to me for these last 3 episodes. Everybody was wanting to know what side I was on. I'm gonna be honest. I think that if Wendy had said those accusations before, or Mia knew what she was talking about, I'm not on her side for throwing the drink, but I am on her side for being very angry about what she was insinuating about her family. Wendy knows how to keep the composure, but push people to that point. But I'm not a fan of like throwing drinks. I think you can say whatever you would like without being violent. And so I think that that's where it becomes this fine line. Again, you all, I am super sorry that I had not given you episodes 5, 6, and 7 previously. Life be life, and y'all. And you know, I've been kind of reading books and, you know, trying to go on this journey. I'm on like a journey, a 10K journey, y'all, for 10 days where I'm like telling people. So I'm telling you all, if I haven't told you all, like you can get a VIP one-on-one. We have an online course that is already done that you can get the link on my Instagram, or I'll put the links below. And it's an online course, which is like $20, or the VIP one-on-one is on sale right now. And I also have new product for the new mini brand, and we'll put the link, the Nope collection. This is boundaries. If you're going into your new year, if you're finishing this year and you're having some boundaries and you're saying nope, nope is a complete sentence. So in your life, you have to be okay with saying nope to some things, even if some people are not okay with you saying it. And on this 10K challenge is from Rachel Rogers' book. I found that somebody was like, tell me about this book. So I read this book, and she's saying, you tell people that what you're doing. So I'm telling you all, if you all are watching, I am on this 10K challenge. Support me in some kind of way, you know, whether it be buying a class, whether it be buying a shirt. I appreciate you all, you know, we're watching this video also, and just helping me to kind of go on this journey that I'm going on also. And hopefully, you know, hopefully you guys are here with me. Until the next time, you have watched another episode of Unapologetically. This may be the longest episode of Unapologetically ever. And we will be back with episode 8 of season 7 of The Real Housewives of Potomac. And I'm going to try not to leave y'all again, but you know, y'all, life be life. But I'm here for y'all, and I thank you guys for being here for me, because y'all been giving me the blues on my other social media platforms. Y'all have hit my DMs. Y'all have hit me everywhere, like, where you at? So I'm back. Thank you again.